3, 2, 1. In this section, we're going to cover conversions from one unit to another. To begin with, we'll recall some of our commonly used abbreviations and conversion measures that we've talked about before. In this case, we'll focus mostly on conversions. So lots of times we'll need to create equivalency for a new unit for one reason or another. And you can see on the left-hand column here some of the more common ones. For instance, weight in particular. So grams, milligrams, and micrograms converting to one version or another here. We could also use volume like milliliters to liters or vice versa, as well as the empirical measures of teaspoons or tablespoons to get milliliters. So let's run through a few examples and see how this is done. In the first case, we're asked to convert 500 milligrams to grams. One thing we need to understand is the equivocation between the two. In our case, we would say that 1 gram is equivalent to 1,000 milligrams. The SI unit here, milli, meaning 1,000, is one way to remember this. So the prefixes of some of these units can be helpful in remembering what the equivocation should be. In terms of the computation, we'll use, in this case, again, our goal value, which is grams, to make the computation. What we know is that we have 500 milligrams to begin with, and we'll multiply by the factor that we're given here by the equation in the form of a fraction. So again, we want to end with grams, meaning we want to cancel out the unit of milligrams. So we would put this in the form 1,000 milligrams in the denominator to 1 gram in the numerator. Doing our computation then and looking at the units tells me that my solution is just 500 divided by 1,000. So if we do that calculation, we should end up with 1/2 or 0.5 grams. So there's our solution. In the next example, we'll look at converting liters to milliliters. So this is a volume as opposed to a weight measurement. So just as before, we'll ask the question, how many milliliters do I have? And in this case, the conversion rate for liters to milliliters is very similar. We would say that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. So what we started off with is again 0.04 liters. We'll multiply that by our conversion rate, which is 1,000 milliliters for every 1 liter. With our units canceling, we can again, by computation here, see that 1,000 times 0.04 would give me my solution. In this case, when we crank it out on our calculator, we should get something like 40 milliliters for the answer. So there's our conversion.